Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel today and welcome back to another year of Sims fun chaos of drama, family gameplay, and overall delulu-ness. Because personally, every time I play The Sims, there's always chaos, there's always drama, but me always being delusional 24/7. And so, since it is 2024, my mantra this year is that I will have success from now until forever for myself and also for my Sims and for you all. I hope that you all find success in every area of your life, no matter what you're doing. I hope you find success, happiness, and joy. And going forward for the channel, when I do gameplay videos like this, there will probably be no face cam because it relaxes me and it allows me to kind of tell the story that I'm trying to tell for my Sims that day. And I'm actually showing off my personal current household for the very first time. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with them, and they are two college childhood best friends that decided to move in together for the very first time to pursue their goals of art, law, happiness, neighborhood values, and just overall being them true, authentic selves. So this is Jaquan Standford, who is actually in the art history degree program, but it's focusing a lot more on like media arts, like video making, music, singing, dancing, and also painting, of course. But the reason why he is in the art history degree program is to understand the art form behind everything he's passionate about. But for his schooling, it's not doing so well because last semester he only took 2 classes and kind of did semi-good, semi-poorly in those 2 classes. But I will say though, he's focusing a lot more on himself, about his art journey, his art history, but also focusing on his dating life. But he decided that, going forward, he wants to pursue his schooling more. And so he's taking 3 classes this time, but also taking a part-time job as a barista just to make ends meet. And his best friend, Hallie Dodson, who is actually currently in the legal studies degree program right now. And she did really, really well in her last term, where she was focusing a lot more on her schooling, her studies, really trying to be the best lawyer that she can try to be. And I kind of had her in mind of like playing alongside of How to Get Away with Murder. I love that show, but that one character that I can't really remember her name, but that one actress that played that very hyper-focused, attention to detail, was always trying to be the best type of person. And I kind of see that in Hallie, but the thing is about Hallie, she never goes out. She never really does things for herself. She never really tries to be like Jaquan. And so Jaquan, being that he and Hallie are childhood best friends, they grew up together, they lived next door to each other in the city, where Jaquan lived with his grandma and his little sister, where Hallie lived by herself with her father, and that was pretty much it, in San Myshuno in the Spice District. But growing up together, they learned so many things about themselves, but also about each other, that they are compatible when it comes to being friends, but not compatible when it comes to being like boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. But they could always see themselves moving in together, pursuing their goals, and they thought, hey, let's move in together when we get older. We graduated high school together. We got really well going through school, about our clubs. Let's move in together as college freshmen. And so here they are living together in Oasis Springs, and I'm actually using a custom save file that I found on Ratboy Sims' Tumblr. And if you want to download that save file, I will link it down below in the description alongside some of the mods that I like using every once in a while to fit the storyline that I'm trying to create. And I will say, mods have made my storytelling so much more worth it, so much more fun, because I mean, with the in-game stuff, it's great and all, but mods just enhance my game to be better. And I've been really enjoying it with like very little mods or very like heavy gameplay mods that make the game for what it is, but better. And since Jaquan is currently in his second semester along with Hallie, Jaquan has been focusing a lot more on his dating life, like I said, from last semester. And he opened up his very own Meet and Mingle profile not too long ago. And he met his very first sim friend, not, dating. And his name is Jules Rico. And I don't really remember if Jules Rico is a part of Ratboy Sims' save file or just a part of like the in-game already. But all I know is that Jules is a very kind sim. He's probably one of the most kindest sims I've ever seen in my entire life. They get along pretty well together, and they just know each other very well. And I'm actually gonna have Jaquan actually just go ahead and private message him to see if he wants to, like, talk or whatever. And so we're gonna send him a message saying, hey Jules, it's me, Jaquan. I just wanted to see how you're doing. What's up? Hopefully everything's going okay with you. Maybe we should go hang out tomorrow if you are wanting to go out somewhere. And it's like probably like sure, totally. They've been talking for about a couple of weeks now. They went to a art center not too long ago and they kind of did some basketball, and then that was pretty much it. Then kind of just said their goodbyes. But for Hallie, Jaquan kind of didn't really pressure, I would say, Hallie to open up a meet and mingle profile, but she kind of did out of spite, saying, oh, I'll do it just out of spite you. I'm like, okay, whatever. And like, Jaquan was like, I don't believe you. And it's like, watch me. And so basically what she did is that she opened up her own profile, but she doesn't really technically have any people to talk to. But she's a generous, neat, self-assured sim. She likes spirited sims. She doesn't have any kids, but she's okay with having or not having. She's never been in a relationship, along with Jaquan, never dated anyone long-term. However, Jaquan did like a short-term fling with somebody in high school, but it didn't last that long. As for Jaquan, his profile is pretty actually spot on, and he's always like that open, honest, raw person saying, here, this is me, this is who I am, love me, hate me, I don't care. But Jaquan, for his profile, he's an insider bookworm, but also an art lover who likes painting. He would like kids, but doesn't have any. And for his tagline, it says, paint me like one of your French boys. And I've been watching a lot of Titanic, and I was like, this is perfect for Jaquan. Paint me like one of your French boys. Just like Rose would say, paint me like one of your French girls to Jack. All I know, Rose left Jack high and dry on that little door board thing, literally peeled his hands off that door and watched him drown. You could have pulled that boy up and you would have both lived. But you know what? That's fine. But I will say though, for Jaquan, he's been focusing a lot on his dating life and himself. So I really want Jaquan to definitely go forth with Jules and see how well that goes. If they start to date or not, but if they're friends, cool. If they're not friends, cool. At least he has someone to talk to. But we're going to go ahead and repair this so we can get that out the way. And then for Hallie, I'm actually going to have her start working on her very first book for, I don't know, because her first book was called Dear Future Me and was more so a book to her future self saying, hey, future me, everything's all right. You did well in school. You did great in your relationships. Your friendship with Jaquan, and you're just doing pretty good. So it was a short story, excellent book. And we're actually going to write a poetry type book. I think poetry will be really good for Hallie. But tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm actually going to have them all, not Hallie, but I probably should have Hallie, Van, Jaquan, and also Jules go hang out somewhere in the city, but I really don't know what it will be. So the name of our poetry book will be called Life, and for the description, it says, life is full of ups and downs, but we always make it in the end. And I honestly feel like that's a really good title and description, because life does have ups and downs, but we always make it in the end, no matter where we are in our life. But it just makes sense for Hallie at this moment. And I feel like with Jaquan, he's also about making life better for himself, but also for other people around him, because he really did care about his mom and his dad, but they weren't really around, and they just kind of left them high and dry to deal with his grandma and his little sister. And Jaquan was actually in the foster care system for a short time, and then his grandma adopted them as a caregiver to live out the rest of his teenagehood. And then Hallie was like, I'm here, I'm Hallie Dodson, I'm your next door neighbor, we should be friends. And so they've been friends for a very long time, for the past couple of years. But I'm gonna have Hallie kind of continue to work on her little poetry book, and then we will resume back in the morning, so that way we can go to the city with our little friends. But actually tomorrow I just realized that it's a pool party, and I wanted to actually edit this, and I'm going to invite over, wait, we did invite over Jules and Van. Oh wait, that's so nice. But I did want to invite Johnny and Cigar, and then probably Timothy and Angela and Devin. I think I want to invite all those Sims to the pool party. And I think we're actually going over to the fish bowl. Oh, that's going to be perfect at 1 p.m. This will set us up for the rest of the day. I kind of forgot that I did plan a pool party event a long time ago without even realizing. And tomorrow, today is Saturday, but tomorrow is going to be the first day of fall. And I've always wanted to actually do this for my game settings, is change it from 14 days to at least, I believe it's like 28 days on the calendar. That way I feel like I have a lot more time to ease into the next season and just have fun with it. So with that being said, we don't have summer or we don't have fall for the next 2 weeks now. And I'm actually gonna schedule a holiday called First Day. Ooh, not Faye. First day of fall. And I think that's a good idea. We're gonna do Harvest Fest decorations, and I would like to carve pumpkins. And I really don't know what the future will hold when it becomes fall for the first time, but I do know that I want them to have a very successful, fun Harvest Fest, like maybe go to a haunted house, maybe to go to a, a maze tunnel, whatever it's called, like the hay bale tunnel, and have fun with that. Maybe go to a movie or two. Like, I just want to have fun that day. So we'll carve some pumpkins. We'll do a nice little, I guess some baking would be really fun. We'll also do, oh, they could go bowling. They could definitely go bowling. So we'll go bowling here, and we will definitely go to the haunted house, because that's going to come in town very soon, and I'm very excited about that. And then, for the last thing we'll do is we'll just sleep as well. I think sleeping will be good as well, but then we can also sleep later on the first day of fall. So we can we'll tell some stories. Yeah, carving pumpkins, baking, going bowling, haunted house, and also telling stories. And I think I definitely want them to go on like a hiking trip together, like Hallie, Jules, Van, and also Jaquan, and maybe like one other person that they might meet. And we'll actually schedule an event to go on vacation. Actually, no, we'll do a holiday. We'll do it our summer our summer hiking, because every year they usually go hiking anyway. They love being active, they love exercising, they love the fresh air of things. So we will definitely do some camping, and we'll go to Granite Falls and do all the hiking things there. So we will go ahead and do some exercising, some fishing, and then we will also do a hiking trip. And I think the other thing I want to do is definitely, oh, we could visit our crush, which is not Joel's, but soon enough it will be one day. Oh, we can play an instrument. We'll sing around the campfire and sing our campfire songs. Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, and a fire. Okay, that'll be perfect. And we didn't get to know all of our neighbors yet, but I would like to hold a summer potluck, neighborhood potluck type of thing with the whole fam, and maybe eventually invite over Jules's parents, or I guess grandma and little sister, and then Haley's dad, to kind of saying, hey dad, hey grandma, abuela, little sis, we are here thriving. But I do want to eventually spruce up their house a little bit more, because it's kind of sad. They do have some cracks on the wall on the outside that they need to patch up some holes. They installed a very new aircon unit that's still a bit rusty from the hardware store, but I really do like their friendship. They are like the ride or die. They'll do anything for each other no matter what the cost might be. And I'm just really proud to see them thriving. Even if they are not thriving in simoleons, they are thriving with themselves. And we'll just go ahead and pick up back in the morning at the pool party. So we made it to the pool party event here in Oasis Springs, and to get the festivities started a little bit late / early, I'm gonna go ahead and actually grill up some food. And I was thinking of making sausage and pepper, since it's lactose free. And I'm gonna have Jaquan make this for the whole fam, the whole group. And then Haley, where is your newfound lover? Where in tarnation is Van? That's what I would like to know. Where is Van? Oh, here is Van. Van showed up to the pool party with the appropriate attire, because he doesn't like swimming that much, I assume. So we're gonna go over here and have Haley go talk to your mans and see what's what. Also, who are you, my good dear child? Ralph Graves? I don't know who you are, but okay. Haley, can you get out of the pool, please? Thank you. We're gonna talk to Vans and see how are things going with the U. Because the thing is about Vans, we really don't know much about him per se, but we can kind of declare our love for him. We're gonna ask him what his romantic interests are, because we have no clue whatsoever. But also the other thing I want to know about Vans is that, does he love us a lot? Like, what's his woohoo interest as well? Oh, wait, someone bought our medium painting that we put on Flopsy the other day. Oh, this is perfect. Well, we'll definitely have to go ahead and ship that after the pool party. $2,000. Oh, that is so good. Oh, Jaquan's gonna be so happy. Oh, hey, Jules, what's up? How you doing? What's up? I wanted to take a photo with you. Wait, why are you leaving me? Don't leave me. Like, look at these two. Aren't they just so adorable? I find like their friendship is so unique and so cool. Like, you just cannot resist these Sims. They just get better with age. As they get older, they age like fine wine. And I'm like, Lordy Lou, I can see them together, going on dates, having a big family, maybe 2 or 3 kids. I really don't know. But I can really see them like thriving together. I know that Jules really does love being creative or like some type of like art relatedness. And I can see why they click because they are both creative people. And so I think that I want them to go on a date at some point soon and definitely invite them to the hiking trip next week on Wednesday. But we're going to invite everyone over to the food so they can all eat. So we're going to go ahead and grab serving together. Yes, grab serving together. We also invited over Angela Pleasant, and the thing, Angela, you know, is like the head honcho of the whole art society, and Jaquan kind of felt like Angela was very attractive. Like when they first met, Jaquan was like, "You're very responsible, you're very cool, you're extremely attractive," and Angela was like fun to be around and very responsible. And I can see how they click because she loves art, she loves being creative, so like they're like good friends that way. So I want to definitely pursue that friendship a little bit further. It's like, "Hey Angela, let me just tell you, I just got the perfect deal on Flopsy about this deal." It's like, yeah, I don't really care about your deals, whatever. I'm very more successful than you. I got a huge, huge deal like 5 days ago worth 5,000 simoleons. So your 2K, it's not much. So I feel like in a way, honestly, these two are rivals, but they are good friends regardless. No matter what their art skill might be, they understand the competitive game of being an artist and how to get out there without buying likes and buying followers and buying the reputation, I guess. And so in a way, those two will get along eventually. Not sure when, but eventually they will. But Haley, let's go over here. You're talking to Van in the pool. I definitely want them to take a little photo. Hold on, Miss Haley Banks. Are you flirting with a married man? Oh my, no. Ralph is cheating on Shannon with Haley. Not what I wanted, but okay. But you find him a little bit weird, which I can definitely see. He's a weird guy. He showed up to our party unannounced, not even invited. But you do find Haley very stuck up, which she is stuck up in her own ways. Like, if you look at all of her traits here, she has like one of those things. Like, she's neat, music lover, self-assured, creative, generous. But she's also a jester and an artist. And so with her being a jester, she lives in the moment of joy, humor, and silliness, often though they are irresponsible, wasting time by playing around instead of focusing on their goals. But she's also an artist where she strives to create things of enduring value and achieving their vision. In many cases, however, the fear of not being exceptional prevents their growth. Let's take a photo with Vans because I think that'd be really cute. Oh, Vans, I will take a photo with you. It's like, Haley, please. I'm telling you, I don't want to take a photo. He doesn't like having his photo taken a lot. So this is kind of huge for him that he's taking a photo with someone that he really adores, but doesn't really know if he wants this to be posted on social media. And Haley understands, like, he's very self-conscious about his looks, his eyebrows, his body hair, his mustache, just everything, that she's not going to post it on social media, but she will definitely hang it on her wall in her bedroom saying, "Hey, this is us." They're kind of good friends. They want to be more than friends, but Haley doesn't know how to express that. And I would love to know, do you all feel like it's hard to express how you're feeling to people? Because sometimes how you're feeling doesn't always translate through like text or translate well through like, in person. Because Haley's awkward in a way, like if I could add another trait, she would be socially awkward. She doesn't know how to communicate well about her feelings. That's why she's never been in a relationship. But that's also why she's never really kind of pursued the dating life up until recently, because Mr. Jaquan forced her to be in that relationship online. But Jaquan, he's always wanted to also like see where his life takes him with his friendship with Hallie. Like Hallie had a thought a couple of days ago wanting to move out, even though they've been living together for the past couple of months now. Like they've been in the same house since last semester for the past, I would say, 6 months or so. But they've been living just like teeter-totting. Like, I know we live together, you live downstairs, I live upstairs, but I don't really know if this is the best fit for us, because they're growing as people and they're trying to also pursue their relationships to be a little bit higher with other people, just not in the same household. So Hallie, I know we've been living together for the past couple of months and things have been going quite well for us with our relationships as friends, but also outside of our relationships with other people. But I think maybe we should discuss about this idea that you've been having for a while about moving out. It's like, yeah, Jaquan, I've been wanting to move out for a while, but I didn't really know how to tell you, but I really want to try my best to not hurt your feelings. Like, Hallie, it's okay. It's okay. Do what's best for you. If you want to move out, we'll figure out something. I'll figure out the bills. I'll figure out whatever I need to do to make it by. It's like, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'm fine. I can definitely figure something out. I have a buddy, you know, up north in Hemford on Bagley that I can talk to and maybe work out some deal with some extra money, some extra cash, so that way I don't go broke and having to go bankrupt and move out of the house. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure, Jaquan? Like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, if you're sure, I guess that's okay. But let me just stay with you until the end of the semester before I decide to move out. It's like, thanks. I really do appreciate it so much of your kind, honest friendship, and I hope that one day we can meet again and maybe even move in again, but maybe in a townhouse setting where you live on one side and I live on the other side, but we have our own separate spaces. And I really feel like they mean well. They don't want to hurt each other, but they really want to have those boundaries. You know, honestly, it doesn't surprise me that Hallie wants to move out of this house, because when she first moved here, she didn't like the setting, on how it was run down, how it was just all broken, and they were having a lot of issues with like their bills, the internet, the air conditioning, the heating, the everything, that I'm not shocked she wants to leave Oasis Springs and probably go back to like Windenburg or go to even Bridechester to live in that setting and maybe even possibly live in a dorm. But she knows that Jaquan means well and he would never say, you know what, leave, I don't care, do whatever you want. But Jaquan is like a family man. He loves his friends, he loves his family, he treats his friends like family. And so he wants to make sure that they are doing what's best for them. But Hallie knows that he's gullible and he'll do anything and everything to make sure that they are well. And so that's why she's staying here until the end of the semester, to make sure that he is okay mentally, physically, and emotionally, but also help with the bills every once in a while. And I'm thinking of actually having her get a little part-time job or something, because I've been having her do some odd jobs here and there that have helped her a little bit, but haven't been that successful. But earlier this morning, she actually went ahead and finished writing her little poetry book that I'm actually going to have her go ahead and sell to a publisher. That way we can have a chance to earn more royalties on a daily basis. But she's thinking about doing a literary digest, which she did for her first book about the Dear Future Me, which did well, but isn't getting that much traction. So she's going to do a sell to the publisher for her poetry book called Life, and she's doing pretty good in her writing skill. Like, she currently has I think level 9 in her writing skill right now, which is very, very good. No way. Miss Hallie Dodson, the most recent book of Hallie wrote, has been nominated for an award. Oh, we have to go to this. We have to go to this award ceremony. I didn't think that she would actually get an award for her poetry book called Life, but she did. And so she'll be able to get modern amount of royalties from her book writings, which is very good. So we're gonna tell Jaquan, saying, hey, Jaquan, guess what? I just got the biggest deal of a lifetime, and I have been nominated for an award to get a chance to do something with my life or my writing. So I'm gonna have Hallie take this nice time take a nice quick shower, and I think I want to probably edit her formal wear a little bit for this award ceremony so that way we look semi-presentable. So let's go over here, and I'm actually going to plan out her outfit for her formal wear. So this is currently her formal wear right now at the moment, and it looks nice, grand, luxurious, and formal and just cute, but I want to do something a little bit more different. So I'm going to give her a secondary formal outfit and maybe go with like a little dress. I think for our first ever nomination, we don't want to be too flashy, but we want to come presentable at least. So I think we'll go with something like maybe like this dress is really cute. I really like the color of the blue. But we can also go with maybe like a little red to make a statement. Or we can go with like some more pinkish. Oh no, we'll go with like a nice little green because Haley's color, she likes the color green, but hasn't gotten that yet, but she likes green. She wears a lot of like brown and green, but I think she really wants to go with something more casual and something that's like cool and unique. So she'll go with this one. And I think that'd be really cute for her. All the curls in green for her first award show. What? Hey Jaquan, I think I have a crush on Sarah. Do you think it's worth it? I don't think she's a good fit for you. I think Haley's a more good fit for you, Van. I don't think that's good. Yeah, you shouldn't go with Sarah. Sarah sounds crazy. Sarah sounds wild. But I cannot believe we have an award tonight at 7 p.m. I do hope we win. So we're going to go ahead and call Jules and ask him if he wants to hang out. We're going to just travel over probably to like a local bar or to an art center or something because Oasis Springs is huge and there's so much we can do here. But I kind of want to travel to the city. It may take a couple of hours to get there, but I think we'll be okay with taking the bus over to the karaoke bar because I have been wanting to go here for a while because right next door is the Myshuno City Park, which is really cool. I have not been here for a while, but I have been keeping my eye out on for this building and it is so cool. I don't know if I want to do karaoke upstairs or downstairs. If Haley does win, we'll have to schedule a big party before we go on our hiking trip next week on Wednesday to like throw a party here with all of our friends and do some karaoke and just get lit. Oh, that'll be really fun. So I think we'll just definitely go downstairs to keep it casual and easy. So we're going to do a duet, a country duet with Jules. They don't really seem to have any like, oh, they do have a private little center in here. Maybe we can go in here next time. We'll do that next week. Yeah. But let's go downstairs, go hang out with Jules, do our little karaoke setup. I want to probably give them a new outfit at some point, but I hope they're really good and talented. If not, then we're just gonna do okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, wow. They must be doing really well, but they are so loud. They're cute together. They make great music, I guess, but you know, major improvement eventually because Jaquan's skills in singing is level 1. He loves music, but isn't the best singer in the world, but he's trying. And that's all that matters. Like, I really don't think Jaquan, for like his skills, he doesn't really have that much, I will say. So we're gonna see if we can control him for a little bit. He has no skills at all. Oh no, he does. He has level 4 in writing, photography, charisma, gardening, and not that good of a singer. That's fine. But he is a stylish influencer, which I think that's why we were so attracted to him at the very start, because he is very stylish, very creative in any medium, so it kind of worked well for us. So we're going to not do anything crazy, but I kind of low-key want to do a little risque question. I hope he wouldn't mind that. Also, he just snatched my drink, my bell. That's mine. We're going to support his facial hair, and then we're also going to do something a little bit more flirty. Oh, he did not like that question at all. So let's see. I'm going to ask another question to Jules here. I'm going to ask what your woohoo preference is, and also maybe see what your romantic... Let's offer a rose to you. Let's offer a rose instead. I think that would be really cute. Offering a rose to Mr. Jules Rico here. Oh, the music festival's in town too. Oh, nice. Oh, we learned about Jules' woohoo interest. Interesting. Okay. Will you accept this flower from us? Oh, you will. Oh, how nice. Well, thanks. Oh, I have to go potty. Ooh. Well, we're going to discuss our new idea with you and then go to the bathroom and then we'll probably head out in a minute. But what is Jules' woohoo interests? Okay, both men and women, social bunny friends, perceived to be attractive. That is good. And maybe, possibly, let's see, flirtation, romantic interest. Oh, a sage personality archetype. When Jules shows signs of sage personality, what does that mean? What does that mean? Sage Sims seek wisdom and focus on finding the truth in every situation. However, their knowledge-seeking nature might cause them to think too much and not act enough. Oh, so if Jules is thinking about wanting to date, possibly date Jaquan and maybe other people, will he actually act on that, relationship? Or is he just like saying words for saying words and never like do anything? I don't know. That makes me kind of concerned for Jaquan because he does focus a lot more on his like relationships and not him like himself a lot, but he wants to try, but he has a hard time trying for himself. So he focuses a lot on other people. He relies on Hallie on that companionship and making sure that he's doing all right. Like, I don't know what the word is for it, but he needs to have a person to make sure that he's doing well, if that makes sense. So we're gonna say our goodbyes to Jules here for the time being, so that way we can head over to the event and celebrate Miss Hallie on her nomination for her book award. Because I think that's so stinking cool that we got a chance to have Hallie get nominated for an award. So we're gonna travel over to I think it's the Orchid a Go-Go, I'm pretty sure, or like the little Hollywood studios in Del Sol Valley. So that way we can see if we win or not. If we don't win, we'll have to fight a sim. But it's okay. Oh, it's Studio PBP. That makes a lot more sense. So let's go over here with Hallie and not Jules. Okay, we finally made it to the Studio PBP and we're gonna change our outfit into our nice new formal wear. And Jaquan, you need to come back over here, sir, and change your outfit into the appropriate attire because Hallie is about to be on it and I'm so excited. So Jaquan, let's have you go ahead and change your outfit to your formal wear so that way we can celebrate with Hallie. I'm so excited. I definitely want them to have a photo together or Hallie take a photo for herself. Wait, how did we miss the thing already? Oh my gosh, wait, what? Let's still go in. Let's go ahead and sit in, but I kind of don't want to rush it. So we'll sit together on the inside. Oh, Hallie, you can't go in, but it's your award show. Let us in. I'm going to change this to 1-star level. Go in, Hallie, go in. Don't be shy. And we'll sit down together. Jaquan can't come inside, but we'll have him stand indoors. That way we're supporting somebody. Oh, look at this. Look at this group of people. Aren't they just so cool? Like, look at this. Oh, Hallie. She's in the back. She's definitely very nervous. Like, she doesn't know what to think. She's like, am I gonna win? I came all this way from, Oasis Springs to Del Sol Valley. I do hope I win, or at least meet somebody famous that I could be friends with at least. I mean, I am a talented artist. I'm talented in my own natural way, but hopefully I do win. Oh my gosh. Oh, you won. Oh, Octavia Bailey. Oh, congratulations. What did you win? Oh, Starlight Alkali. I don't know what she won for, but she won for something. And you are also very smelly, my dude. Oh, I'm going to change that. I really don't know how long this event will be, but I definitely hope that we do win something. If not, that's okay. Oh, we didn't win an award tonight. Those were all the awards for tonight for the Starlight Accolades. That's totally okay. I mean, honestly, Hallie felt like her not winning was not a loss, but it was a win for her to do better next time. So even though Hallie didn't win her award tonight for her book called Life, she is definitely focusing a lot on her achievements for the next time she wins an award or gets nominated. But she can say she is nominated for an award, and I definitely want to document this for a moment saying, 1 drink please, thank you very much. But I'm definitely gonna have her write a little note for herself saying, hey, we did this together. We wrote a book, we got nominated for an award, and we did something very, very special. And I think that definitely counts for something for us for our book. And I realize that even if we don't get nominated again, at least we had this moment to share for everyone. So we're gonna write a little story in our little notebook here, and we're gonna say Haley's book nomination. So for Haley's journal entry, she wrote, "Even though I didn't win tonight for my book, I will say this allows me to focus on my next book to pursue something bigger. One thing my dad taught me is to never give up. I do miss my dad a lot, and I haven't talked to him in a while. So hopefully he'll pick up the phone when I call him." And honestly, I feel like that speaks so much to what she's trying to remember, that her dad taught her to never give up on her dreams, always pursue something bigger, better for yourself, even though you may not see it right now, but it will happen for the future. And I think honestly, she's trying to reflect on that moment that her dad taught her. And so her next book might be dedicated to her father. And she wants to call her father at some point and maybe visit him in the city if he's willing to have her, because her father has had a lot of ups and downs in his life since losing his wife, had a bad relationship with Haley when she was growing up out of high school, and then realizing that she's now a fully grown woman in her second semester of her college years, they aren't really on the best of speaking terms. And so she wants to kind of rekindle that relationship with her father again, and maybe possibly see if he's willing to move out of the city and to a smaller home. But you know, time will only tell. But I think honestly, to say all of this is that Haley and Jaquan are like two peas in the pod. They will always and forever be the ride or die couple of friends that you want to have in your circle. And Haley needs to remember that even though she's moving out at the end of the semester, he will be a phone call away. And I like their friendship. It's like they dated in their past life, but they never dated. They could never see them like being boyfriend and girlfriend, but they knew that they were meant for each other, friendship wise. And I like that a lot. I really, really do. But I'm gonna have Jaquan take a photo of Haley. And Haley, you're actually gonna stand over here on this side. So stand over here, Haley. And then we're gonna have Jaquan take a nice little photo of Haley on his phone, because she needs her own selfie, you know? Take a photo of Haley Dodson. There we go. I thought that would be really good. Oh, that is so cute. The lighting's very dark, but you know, he's getting better at his photography, so that's all that matters. Oh, this is a very cute one. I like that a lot. Oh, see, this would have been a very good one if she had won her award, honestly. Like midway through, that would have been perfect. Oh, this is a perfect one. Fierce, stunning, iconic. I love it. But with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it off here for now. But I do hope you all really enjoyed like this very long video of showing off my personal gameplay of Haley Dodson and Jaquan Standford, of their career, their schooling, their relationships, and all about their ups and downs. Because Haley has her own ups and downs with herself, her father, and Jaquan has his own ups and downs with him trying to find a relationship, whether it's platonic or not, or serious or long term or short term, a fling, whatever. He's having a hard time to find that person besides Haley, because ever since finding out that Haley's gonna move out at the end of the semester, he's like, who am I without Haley? Who am I as a person? So I definitely want to continue his story of like figuring out who he really is as a person without Haley and kind of going from there. But I'm really excited to definitely do more of some documenting with Haley's father and Jaquan's, you know, sibling, little sister, and abuela, so that they can all reconnect. But I am definitely super excited for next Wednesday for their hiking adventure, and it should be rather good. But either way, as always, I do hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!